went up and I asked how to audition, and at that time, which was like 5 years ago or something like that, it was a lot easier to get an audition. They had a lot more open auditions, and you didn't have to know someone. Now there's like a 2-year waiting list or something. So I was just really, really lucky that I got in at the right time, right place. Then I did bit parts for a long, long time, like 2 years, and then my first featured role was Nina Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist. And then after that, I got Elsa and Gunslinger Girl, and Yue and Negama, and Maho and Beck, and then a bunch of other stuff. So, there's that question done. So, from here, I guess I'll just take questions. What video game were you in? I've done some stuff for Guitar Hero 3 and 4, and I did Mushroom Men. I was Pax. I was the main player for Mushroom Men. And yeah. And what's the other one? Ma. I played Frank, the little alien guy. It's like a 360 game or something. Nobody cares about that. Talk about Glass Fleet. Oh yeah, and then I was also in Glass Fleet.
Sorry.
It's a really great anime. I think you guys would all really like it. I played Ralph. But anyway, that's not a video game. I'm trying to think of other video games. I've done a lot of the Dragon Ball Z video games, like replacing voice actors that no longer voice act, like Puar and Chaozu and Below. So in all the DBZ games that come out now, or Dragon Ball games that come out now, that's usually.
Are you still doing those DBZ games?
Yeah, he is. And I also did Chopper for the One Piece game because I played Chopper, so that kind of makes sense.
Yes.
That's all I can think of. I think that's about all of them. So, any other questions?
Yeah. Did you do anything different when Nina was the Chimera as opposed to Axel? I mean,
the question was if I did anything different with Nina when she turned into the Chimera. They had me record it 2 different ways, and I can't remember which way they took it, and they had me recorded just as normal Nina and like very expressive and whatnot, and then they had me do just kind of a flatter version. I think they ended up going with the flatter version, but they of course altered it, like the mix engineer put a lot of different filters on it to make it sound all creature-like and weird and stuff. So yeah, I didn't make my voice do that. But it is my voice, it's just altered. Questions? What preparations did I have to do for the singing and Beck? Well, whenever we got cast, everybody who was cast who was singing, they gave us the soundtrack, which was awesome. The Japanese soundtrack, so I just kind of like jammed out to it in my car, and I knew the songs pretty well whenever I came in, and then Mike McFarland, who's the music director, just kind of, we went in and just, sort of directed us in the right direction, and luckily for me, I have my degree in music, so the singing part was actually really easy. For me, that was the really easy part, but that character was the first time that I actually had to use my natural voice. I wasn't putting on something to make her sound younger or anything like that. So for me, it was really frightening having to learn how to act in my normal voice, which is actually a lot harder than you would think. So that was the more difficult part. As far as the singing, that came pretty easily.
I have one piece related question.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Chopper is kind of a shapeshifter and he changes form. So were you tempted when he turned into his beast form to like maybe do something deeper? Or were they considering having another voice actor who was like this beast form when he's like really tall?
Well, whenever we were doing it, we wanted to do it pretty close to the Japanese. So in the Japanese, whenever he does this big beast form, like his man form, the Japanese voice actress does go a little bit lower, but not really. It's pretty negligible. Like sometimes you can't even tell. So that's kind of how we did it too. Sometimes I might sound a little bit more hardcore because a lot of times that's he's usually in a more hardcore situation if he decides to take that form, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, we didn't really have any desire to do anything to stray at all from the Japanese. Yeah.
Is there a role in any other anime that's been done that you wish you had gotten?
That I wish I would have gotten?
Yeah.
Well, usually, anytime that I audition for something, I always would just love to be in it at all. And the only 2 characters that I've ever had that I really, really just desperately wanted. I'm very lucky in that I got them, and one of them was Maho in Beck, and then the other one was Juliet in Romeo x Juliet. And so I got both of those, and so I guess, yeah. I mean, there have been shows that that I wanted to be maybe a bigger part in that I didn't get a chance to. Like, I would have loved to have been a bigger part in Speedgrapher because I love that anime, but I did get to be in it somewhat, so that was really exciting. And I would have loved to do a bigger part in Oran, but I did get to be in that one episode, and I really loved Shino Takauji. I really liked that character. So I had a lot of fun with that. So usually I've at least been able to do something in the show if I didn't get cast in maybe a bigger role. So.
Then would you prefer, since you're a fan of Speedgrapher, the original version of the opening which had the girls on film?
Oh yeah, we all preferred that actually. We all really preferred that, but we couldn't get the rights to do it in the United States, yeah. Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been totally rad.
So what, you said you were also music. What have you done? Do you have like albums? Or?
I don't have albums or anything. I got my degree in music I wasn't really a performance major, I was more a theory major. And so I was just kind of a nerd about it. That's my nerd power, is music theory.
Have you ever done stuff outside of animation?
I have. I did a video game in LA with New Generation Pictures. And it was the Final Fantasy Chocobo's Dungeon or whatever. I played the Moogle.
Chocobos?
No, it's Chocobo's Dungeon. Final Fantasy Chocobo's Dungeon Adventure something. But I played the
Final
Moogle.
Fantasy Fables Chocobos.
Yeah.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to play the Moogle, and that was really, really fun because Moogles are awesome. And then I did a live action dub in New York with Michael Center Nicholas, the voice of Dean Venture. And it was for The Machine Girl, which is a really hilarious, gory, like, action movie where this girl gets a machine gun for an arm and she's like killing people, and it's really...
Is this the one that has her bra's drills?
Yeah, it has a drill bra in it. Yeah, it has a drill bra, and it's awesome. I highly, highly recommend it if you like. I was Ami. I was the main girl. I was the machine girl. And and so yeah, it's so funny. If you like just stupid gore, watch it. It's hilarious. And I did a mermaid melody thing with ADV, which I don't think actually ever came out because it was one of the last things that they did. But I guess that's pretty much it as far as. And I've done stuff with Okatron, which is Chris Sabat's studio, and he does all the Dragon Ball video games, and pretty much most of the video games I've done have been through his studio. More questions?
I know you mentioned that you worked in theory about it, but I mean, I've heard your stuff and it's awesome. You ever thought about doing a concert sometime? Because I would love to, if they let you, I would love to hear the full version of it.
I've thought about maybe doing it, and they actually even kind of asked me if I would be interested. The thing is that I would have to have, I don't play an instrument, which sounds absurd, because I have a degree in music, but my instrument was voice, so I never played an instrument. So I would have to actually hire musicians or get my friends to come with me, and it ends up costing more than they wanted to, so they couldn't really do it. But I would eventually like to do something, maybe one day, I don't know, if it happens. I'm not really that, it's kind of funny, I'm not really a huge, I really like recording music, and I love directing music, and that stuff, but I don't think I'm a very good live performer. I just don't get into it as much as I do in the studio or whatever. I don't know if it's just because I'm a pansy about it or what, but I don't know. I guess it's just not really my thing.
Also, in live music, if you screw up, people know you screwed up, where the recording...
Yeah, I'm not really worried about screwing up. That doesn't scare me. I don't know.
It's just being out there present. I mean,
Yeah, I guess that has to do with it.
it's like driving. I mean, once you get in the car and on the highway, you just cruise.